working with things that have multiple steps. So when I look at this equation, here's my equal sign. So when there's more than one operation on one side of the equal sign, you must simplify it first. So I just identified where my equal sign is. I'm going to go ahead and simplify over here. And here's why. It's a lot easier for me to do a one step when I'm moving to the other side of the equation than it is to do a multiple step process. I think most of you could probably do that in your head. So if I go ahead and I say 12 divided by 4, well, I could do that in my head really easy. I know that that's 3. So I'm going to substitute in what was still there. X minus 3 equals 9. Holy buckets, I'm down now to an equation that I just did on the previous screen. So now if I think about it, subtraction always gives me that cue. Oh, there's something I have to think about. Okay, X is in the first position. It should be the biggest number. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and do the opposite. So right now it's plus or minus 3. I'm going to add 3. So X equals 9 plus 3 gives me 12. Now, because this is kind of a new step, I'm going to go ahead and just double check myself. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot this 12 in where my X was. So if I rewrite this equation that's here, I now have 12 minus 12 divided by 4. And when I do that, I should get 9. So I have to follow orders of operation, PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I don't have any parentheses. I don't have any exponents. My dear is multiplying and dividing. So I need to go ahead and do my multiplying and dividing first. I'm going to have to solve that first. So 12 divided by 4 gives me 3. I still have the 12 minus in front. So 12 minus 3, that gives me 9. Did I have 9 here? Yes, I did. So I know that I did this correctly. So the key thing is multiple steps you want to simplify so that you can then work your simple equations of a one-step equation. So let's try another one. Okay, so I've got 12 divided by 2 minus X equals 9. So simplify. Here's my equal sign. So I want to get down to an equation, a variable and a number on one side. So I'm going to go ahead and simplify the number parts. And I'm just going to leave this minus X for right now, and my equals 9. That's going to stay the same. So now that part that I just circled, I can simplify. 12 divided by 2. Well, I can do that in my head. It's 6. So now it becomes 6 minus X equals 9. I'm down to that one-step equation. My visual cue, this minus sign always tells me I have to think before I can go through and solve it. So I have to think. I'm going to go ahead and do a little flip-flop because these are close to each other. And remember, subtraction, I can flip-flop. So if I flip-flop them, I now have 6 minus 9 equals X. Okay, 6 minus 9. I'm going to get a negative number here. So let's see. 6 minus 9, that gives me negative 3 equals X. If I want to check it, I can substitute in. So I'll go ahead and check it. So my new equation is 12 divided by 2 minus, and here's the key thing. I found out that it's a negative 3, so I still have to write that negative 3. Okay, so if I go through, I know we haven't really gotten to this yet, but anytime you have a double negative, we're going to have to put those together, and it's going to make a plus sign. 2 minus signs, if you turn one of them, makes a plus sign. So now it's 12 divided by 2 plus 3. So orders of operation, PEMDAS, I have to do my multiply divide. So I get 6 here plus 3 equals 9. Did I have 9 here? I did, so I did it correctly. This is the correct answer. Okay, and if you're more comfortable using a calculator to kind of double check yourself on those steps, that's okay. All right, I'm going to pull a couple of problems out for you to practice. practice, wait a minute, Mrs. Swanson, you didn't go over what those two bars right here mean. Let's review from last year. So let's review really quick what those bars on the outside mean. Those bars on the outside mean absolute value. Absolutely how far is that number from 0? So if I ask you to solve this part, because those bars are like a symbol of inclusion, you're going to have to simplify that first. Absolutely how far is -9 from 0? That would be 9 places. Okay, so now I'm going to just rewrite it. H plus 9, because that's how I get rid of the bars, is to figure out the absolute value, equals 15. Now you're down to that one-step equation. On the second one, we've got 12 equals W minus, let's solve this. Absolutely how far is -7 from 0? Well, that would be 7 places. And in this case, I don't get to combine these like I did in that previous problem. Because of this absolute value bar, I have to simplify that first. Okay, some people don't like to see equations written like this. If you're somebody that needs to rewrite them because you like to see that individual number or letter on the right-hand side, because I'm a visual person, I tend to like to see it that way, you can rewrite the whole equation. You just have to make sure that you keep everything in the same order on that side of the equal sign. So I can shift over my W minus 7 to the left-hand side of the equal sign and then write my 12 on the right-hand side. That's okay. So now you guys can go ahead and finish those out, and